A's Extra.
Welcome back to the Anglers Extra pregame show. YD comes to Chatham again tonight. It's time for the Manager Show with Chatham manager Tom Holliday, Emmanuel Berbari. Tom, a tough loss to Wareham last night. What do you look for from your players tonight?
Well, we'll find out. I mean, it's like, it's that time. Now you start worrying about, like, if you drift too far out of the race for the playoffs. Are you going to have funny excuses show up for guys wanting to leave, and you start looking for a change in the attitude. So, my thought was we're going to play 8 days in a row. They were dragging last night. We had no energy, and what energy we had, we lost as soon as we went behind 4-0. So, quite frankly, I'm going to find out probably over the next 10 days more about this group of kids than I have the first month, 5 weeks. So, what shows up tonight will be interesting. And, there's a couple guys I'm giving a day off to. And, it wasn't rocket science last night. We were not very good at any phase of the game. So, we'll put some life out there and see if we can't get a win.
What qualities will you monitor over the next 10 days or so?
Probably a little bit of manhood. How many guys are, when you give somebody your word and you live by your word, you're a man. And it's real easy to fail right now and then look for excuses and walk away from the challenge of getting off the floor, and this league is a little bit like that movie, that Rocky Balboa movie. And you're going to get knocked on the tarp. And you have a choice. You can stay down or you can get up and keep fighting. And I have about 8 or 9 hitters right now that have been knocked to the tarp. And, it's easy to stay down and get down for the count. And make up a phony excuse that we wouldn't be able to fix and just let them go home. Or you can get up off that thing and start to figure out how to make adjustments and how to hit. And same thing with pitchers. I mean, you have some guys right now that aren't pitching well. I mean, it's kind of funny how every game that we lose, it's one of the pieces, not all 3 pieces, one of the pieces doesn't throw well, and then, we have to come from behind and we don't do it. But the first characteristic I'm looking for over the next 10 days will be the one that I'll relay and tag on those players when somebody asks me in the future, what kind of guy is he? Is he a man or is he a mouse? And you'd be surprised. That's not sugar-coated. That's just about the way people present it to me when it comes time to draft them. So we'll find out. I mean, I asked them when they got here. The tough guys will be here from now until the end of the season. The soft guys will look for a way out. And I've had 1 or 2 that have come up with soft reasons. And guess what? I'll let them go, too. I'm not holding anybody hostage here. But we'll find out. We'll find out what people are made out of the next 10 days.
Speaking of potential lineup changes, Tanner Witt's been really good his first couple of starts.
Yeah.
Today, he's listed as an available position player.
Yes, he is.
He was the #1 high school shortstop out of Texas.
I didn't know that.
How likely is it that he could see some at-bats?
I was going to say he's not going to play short, but likely to see at-bats? Yes, very much. He took BP already, and he'll hit again today, and it's real. And, my quest to, figure out a way to find somebody to bang a left-hander, and he's going to get that chance. He almost got it last night. I mean, he was 1 hitter away from pinch hitting last night, but we didn't get anybody on in the 9th inning, so he would have been the next guy to hit. So it's for real. I mean, it's gonna happen.
How rare is that for you to see someone who can play both ways effectively?
Well, I mean, the University of Texas chose to pitch him, and he started out as a 2-way guy there, and he's a real, strong prospect as a pitcher. So again, you really don't like those kind of guys out running the bases and leer, in lieu of getting hurt. Well, when Texas got on their roll, I don't think that Tanner was a big factor with their offense. And so again, as good a pitching prospect is, they just kind of let it slip. But I watched him take BP the other day, and he hadn't been really hitting on a regular basis, but his swing's good, and he's confident. stands up like a man. And you know what? Right now, that's good enough for me. You know, if you can hit, you don't forget. Sometimes you get rusty when you don't play, but I mean, this kid loves the game. He loves to play, and right now we're kind of hunting for a right-handed destroyer.
Victor Madero's last couple of outings has rounded into form. What do you like when he takes the ball?
Well, I like his competitiveness. I think he brings spirit. He brings energy. He's dynamite in the dugout. Sometimes I worry about guys that are cheerleaders, that are good cheerleaders, because then they got to go out and perform, and they don't get that same kind of energy from anybody else. But he's a legit pitching prospect. His slider, the last time out, was outstanding. I think that's the pitch he came up here to try to polish and turn into his, and I think he's there with it. Now, does he need 4 pitches? You know, that's what he's going to have to determine over the next, I think he's going to get maybe 2 more starts after today. And is he going to be completely finished when he leaves here? I don't know that. But I know one thing. He's turned the slider into a real good pitch.
Coach, thanks for your time. Good luck tonight.
You bet.
That's Chatham manager Tom Holliday on the Manager Show. Let's go back up to Ben Shulman as the Anglers Extra pregame show rolls on.